Right, gentlemen, so clocks changed this past weekend in the UK, and that means abnormals now appear an hour later. So normally we would sit here and say, it's midnight, time to start doing our buy orders, but wait, no. What's happened? Because in the UK, we of course, the clock's changed. All of the sales are actually based on the time in the UK. They're all based in the time in the UK. In the UK. I don't know what I'm saying. You get a point made. Abnormals now appear 1 hour later. So if you can reference your time to the UK time zone, London time, you get the idea, you will now realise that for the next 6 months, abnormal buy orders will be 1 hour later. So, yeah, probably not fun for a lot of you, especially if you're in Europe, because now that means you have to wait or get up early or, ruin your sleep just to be able to jump in and do a buy order. I feel a lot of you don't want to do that, and I'm very sorry for you, but that's just the way it is. So, abnormal buy orders are now 1 hour later, so we can now start discussing what prices we want to offer for all of those new skins. So let's go do that right now. Oh, no, it's over here. Whoops, there we are. Perfect. So, gentlemen, these are your current skins of the week. We are looking at this, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm all right with hard suit tier 3 at the moment, based on the fact that it has surpassed hoodie and pants by 1,000 and a bit at the moment, just a bit. This isn't destructive. It's not helping it, but it is a little bit destructive. Like, what am I trying to say? I don't want to say destructive. It's a little bit not good. We'll go with that, yeah. This is very close to the sales of here. In the grand scheme of things, you're not going to see like an extra 200-300 of these on the Steam market. This is still fairly, close to it. It's all good. But this is still going to struggle for a notable reason. And what is that notable reason? We have this week, where tomorrow's roster rotation, which won't have any. You might see the road sign gloves because they weren't accepted last week. But other than that, yeah, we're not going to see any hard suit tier 2 for at least 2 or 3 weeks. And a lot of people tend to get very impatient. So we've got to keep that in mind. Gentlemen, if you're looking at doing a buy order on these, which of course right now they're selling for $1.49, I might actually sit here and say you're probably better off doing like a 90, maybe a $1 buy order, 90 cents to $1 buy order. 80 cents to $1. Now the reason why I say this is because I know people will get impatient. I know people will start selling, and when other people notice other people start selling, people panic sell. You get the idea. So with that, I'm probably only going to do a safe buy order in these, especially with the fact that, and I did point this out today, I made a short video, Rust skin prices to go down. Basically, with the new CSGO content just around the corner, we have a CSGO major on the horizon, and then we have Source 2 coming out in the summer. Rust skins very likely will be struggling. And when Rust skins are struggling, they go down. When people try and sell, they undercut each other. And yeah, your buy orders now, you have to look at very, very carefully. Because at some point in the future, you might just look at your account one day and notice someone's unloaded like 50 skins on you all at once. And I have that happen to me a lot. But over the course of the next few months, you're going to see that happening a lot soon. So you really need to keep an eye on all of your buy orders from here and now. Be careful. And this is why I'm suggesting a safer option, a safer buy order. If you genuinely want to buy these, right, I would actually probably just sit here and recommend that you just do a fairly higher buy order. You will buy them for less than $1.49. I know that for a fact. People will get impatient. The price of these will go down. All right? So keep that in mind. We'll see how it turns out. But if we do see that tier 2 being made and accepted at some point in the future, of course it would jump up in price. Of course it would shoot up in demand, and you get the idea. So reactionary nature of the Rust economy will happen with that. We're still waiting for the tier 2. Shedmon has been very open. He says, yes, I'm definitely going to make tier 2 at some point, but he can't make it for another 3 weeks, or rather he can't submit it for another 3 or so weeks. And with that, we just have to be patient. But unfortunately, other people who bought these, they won't be patient. And I've seen this happen many times in the past. All right? And with that, 80 cents to $1. If you want to be a bit more aggressive, you could probably go up to $1.10, maybe $1.20. But yeah, that's if you genuinely want to buy it. But yes, you could buy it for $1.20 and it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's now go take a look at the likes of the Bombshell double armored door. Gentlemen, this is looking like it's going to match up to the sales that the Outer Planets double armored door had. And in my eyes, that's good. In my eyes, I think we're going to, in my opinion, or what I believe, I think we're going to see what happens to the Bombshell double armored door, basically copy what happened to the Outer Planets double armored door. Outer Planets came out last year, just before a CSGO major, much like this year, and it didn't go below its Rust door price at all. During that whole time, it did not go below its Rust door price. It held up, and then after the summer sale as well, it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. Went down a little bit during the end of October, like every other skin, but then after that, it tripled in price. From its Rust door price to the end of January, it had tripled in price. I reckon, by default, this right here will double in price by the end of this year. I am confident with it. I'm going to go ahead and buy a bunch of them. And I fully believe I do not expect to see another double armored door skin being accepted for the rest of this year. Last year we saw many skin collections, notable, well-known skin collections, make their attempt to try and get a double armored door being accepted. None of them were accepted. Last year we only had Outer Planets. So I guess Face Punch just they just don't like double armored door skins. I don't know. But of course, with a Bombshell skin, it had to be accepted. TGG skins have to be accepted. They are 100% guaranteed to be accepted. And then there's the other thing. There's the other thing that, if you are aware, we recently saw something happen to the likes of the Bombshell garage door, didn't we? What basically happened was someone on TikTok made a video pointing out the obvious that it has see-through mesh. Apparently loads of people didn't know about that. He just merely pointed out, oh yeah, it's pay to win. And then people hear that and then they attack it and then this is what happened. Now this isn't something I want to rely upon, but I wouldn't be surprised if it potentially happens to the double armored door. Double armored door also has see-through mesh. Is it super helpful? That's debatable. Are people even going to be going to successfully use it or utilize it properly? Again, debatable. But people on TikTok, they hear those special magical words and then they all start attacking it. And this isn't the only skin. This isn't the only skin that's had this treatment. We've seen a lot of SARS recently. Which have been going up in price, all based on the fact that someone just pointed out and said, oh yeah, this skin's really good, yeah. Oh, you can see a little bit more. You can see an extra inch, yeah. Okay, and then everybody buys it out, and suddenly that SAR skin goes up to about $30 because everyone bought out all the stock. So, something that I am noticing a whole lot more as of recent. Could it affect this? Maybe. But there is another thing that we want to talk about, and that is, with SCMM, we can actually see that two people have a ridiculous amount of sales. Yeah. I've actually spoken to this guy. He doesn't actually intend to sell them until January 2024, which is exactly what I would want to do. I don't know who this person is. We do have to be a bit cautious about the other people who bought these. However, I personally do plan to buy not 1,000, but maybe a couple hundred, simply because I want to sell a CSGO knife, but I can afford that. I'm going to use an account that can't even do buy orders. Based on what I have there. So I'm going to do that on an account that can't even do buy orders, and I'm going to try and sell a CSGO knife in there. But yeah, there are some people that do have a very significant amount of them, but regardless, I still think it's going to work out perfectly fine for it. Gentlemen, the buy order price for this, I'm going to sit here and say between $1.50 to $2. You could probably play it a little bit more safer, go down to about $1.20. That's fine. Maybe we'll just sit here and say $1.20 to $2. That's going to be my answer for this. I do think it's going to progress very nicely in the future. I do think that at some point someone's going to point out and say, it's got a see-through hatch, it's pay to win, and then everybody starts attacking it. It has not had an amount of sales where I would sit here and say it's oversaturated, but I would question if people are even going to be able to actually utilize its unique features. That is something that we would, hope or think it might happen. You get that. Every armored door has a hatch you can open and close. Yes, but this one's see-through. And it only takes one person to say the magical pay-to-win word, Mr. Crypto Punisher, and then you get the idea. But you are correct. You can just open the hatch, but yeah. We don't want people to see you opening the hatch. It's all right, no worries. So yeah, $1.20 to $2. I don't think we're going to see any other double armored doors being accepted this year. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. And of course, when you look at all of the other double armored door skins, you can clearly see that they're all comfortably in the positive. Could this be the one that suddenly isn't? I still think it's going to push on ahead and sell very nicely at the very end of this year, at the very end of December, and of course into January 2024. It's a long-term investment. You've got to wait in it for a while, but the reward would be lovely. So yeah, cool. Arctic Skull LR300. Unfortunately, it is an LR300, and well, all I got to do is just quickly show this to you. La da 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 da. LR300 skins, how are you doing? Not good. $1, $1.10. That one's that one's $2.87, but that was selling for $3. $1.11, 98 cents, $1.19, $1.04. Yeah, guys, this is a 70-cent to 90-cent buy order. That's just gun demand. LR300 struggles. So yeah, in terms of people wanting to actually use it, that's the question. Or actually being able to get a hold of it in game. Yeah, people aren't going to care about that skin that much. So 70 cents to 90 cents. Yeah. Now we've got tools, and recently we did have some tools come out earlier this year. What were they called? They were called they only came out fairly recently. Come on, I just want to show it. There we go. Wasteland tools. There we are. So this is now up by 5%. The hatchet. Let's just go see how many of them on the Steam market. Only 19. Hang on a minute. Has this been pumped? Has this been pumped? Is someone buying out all the stock? No, it's just got no stock. This is literally just a few purchases. Hardly any of them exist. Okay. All right, well, that only had 7,000 sales. This has had 15,000 sales. I don't think we're going to emulate that. I don't think we're going to copy that. This is goofy, though. We did show this off in the Saturday Skin Showcase with Micro. It's got a lovely, interesting batch of transparency. The big toothy grin with the little thing. I think a lot of people like him. But with the amount of sales that we've seen with this, and of course, notably, it has like 2,500 more than this one. I don't know. With the amount of sales that we've seen, it's a struggle. By default, and when you just take a look at all of these, tools skins tend to struggle. Wow, that's down to a dollar. Wow, there's 30 of them on the market. There's not that many, are there? There's only 32 here. But yeah, how come that one's at 99 cents, but the other one was over $2? That makes sense, does it? But anyway, look at them all. Down 50%, down 47%, down 29, down 48, down 40, down 50, down 50. $1, $1.05, $1.42, $1.04, $1.20, $1. Yeah. What do you reckon that's going to end up being? $1. So I look at these by default. I look at these two and I say 70 cents, 90 cents. This one might be a little bit more special, though. He is unique. He's got a funny looking face with the transparency. Will that hold up? Will that keep demand? I don't know. It's awkward, isn't it? Personally, I'm still probably only going to stick with the 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. I don't think his goofy face is going to stick. Maybe. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive and go just over $1, that's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if you pick these up at just over $1 at some point in the future. But will he actually progress and take off? He's had almost 15,000 sales. I don't think that's going to really... Yeah, I don't imagine he's going to... I don't think he's going to stay above Rust or price forever, so I'm just going to stick with a safe buy order. So yep, 70 cents, 90 cents, maybe $1 and a bit for this one. Then we've got the crate box. By default, when times are good, especially during post-Christmas, January time, the large box skins tend to do very, very, very nicely. They tend to do quite nicely, but as of now, you can see all the ones that came out this year, other than Tempered, aren't doing super well. This right here will end up like these. It won't do very nicely for a while, but as we reach the end of this year, when we hit post-Christmas time, wouldn't be surprised that this does very nicely then. It's got a fun referential design based on, of course, the crate and game and whatnot. What I'm sitting here saying is, I'm probably going to go with maybe max. I'm probably going to go $1 and $1.50. $1 to $1.50. I can see it doing well in the future. I can see it doing pretty badly when it's not good times, when it's bad times. When we're in the middle of like June. Wouldn't be surprised if this is sitting at around maybe $1 less. So if you want to pick these up, you could easily just put down a $1.50 buy order and everything will work out perfectly fine. So yeah. And then we've got the Lunar SAR. Lunar SAR has not sold that much. We're probably going to see about 9,000 sales by the end of tomorrow. But by default, let's just go over to here, right? Take a look at all of the other ones that come out recently. Yeah. We'll just take a quick look, because Lunar Collection is progressing quite nicely. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some deployables and maybe some armor and clothing at some point. It's up to Y9J, isn't it? But yeah, look at the most recent ones that come out. Yep, this only had 11,000 sales, $1.26. This had almost 16,000 sales, $1.57. Yeah. We've seen these three here. This had 6,700 sales. This had 7,600 sales. This had 8,700 sales. Down 15%, down 90%, down 5%. A low sales doesn't instantly equal good potential price. But, yeah. I think it's going to be a situation where we look at it, like, what about all the SAR skins? Because one thing you might notice is the cheapest one is actually $1.26. So you could probably put up a bit of an extra price on your buy order. Let's go by lowest price. How low can they go? So the lowest price one is actually $1.23. You could probably put down $1.10. You could probably do that. That probably would work out all right. Like the recent ones that have come out, the cheapest one is $1.26, and then the second cheapest is $1.39 here. So yeah. You could probably put down like $1.10 to $1.20. So maybe you could do 80 cents to $1.20. I do think in the future we will be seeing a whole lot more Lunar skins being submitted and potentially accepted. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Y9J expands and goes with deplorables and clothing and armor. We've suggested it to him because we like the design. It looks really cool. So yeah, I think that might be the play. So with all of that out of the way, gentlemen, that is all of the skins. I also included the Arctic Skull, even though that's not abnormal. Yeah, it's very simply a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. We don't have to worry too much about that tomorrow, because we have 7 skins to chase after, don't we? 7 skins. Now, don't forget, with a lot more skins to chase after, that means you can strategize. Do you reckon everybody's going to be chasing after Hard Suit Tier 3? Well, maybe focus the Crate Box or the Lunar SAR. Maybe focus the tools. But yeah, I think the main 3 skins that are going to get chased after today are the Double Armored Door, the Hard Suit Tier 3, and yeah. Yeah. So if you think, right, if everybody else is going to chase those 3 skins, maybe I should chase the other ones, it couldn't hurt. If you don't have that much money and you're worried other people might be racing to go for the main ones, go for the other ones. And you, at some point in the future, will be picking them up for super cheap and flipping them for a very nice profit. So yeah, talked a lot there, didn't I? I'm out of breath. Oh. So yeah, the abnormal buy orders will now be appearing at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I now have to entertain my chat for another 40 minutes. And as you can see, I am tired. So we'll be back in a bit. Let's go. Right, so here we are an hour later, and well, it's the beginning of the new era. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning for buy orders, and here we go. The race for buy orders. Are we going to see less people taking part today? Is everybody fully aware that the skins are coming out today at this time, right now? Come on. Don't play with me. Please. Here we go. 280 immediately. Wow, great. Wow. So the other thing that we have to be aware of is people who sell skins probably aren't aware that skins are now marketable at this time. We might be here for a while. We might be here for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hop over to here and do this second buy order. Here we are. Yep. Okay, let's go do that. And everybody's already attacked it. Right. You know, when this becomes more of a routine thing, people will be more aware. You get the idea. Right, so we're going to do 40 here. And chest plate, we're going to do 40 here. Actually, I might do 6.5. Change that one up. 6.5 in the first one. Yeah. Here's the box. What's in the box? Out of the box. Out of the box. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip ahead and we'll discuss all of the buy order support after this. So, yep. Right, gentlemen, so we're about 6 minutes past the, since the buy orders, and yeah, here they are. Over 2,000 requests to buy on the Bombshell Double Armored Door. If we just scroll down, get a good look at the build-up of the buy orders with a big fat chunk over $1 here, and then as we slowly climb up, it's doing very strong into the $1.50 region, all the way up here to $1.60, and then if we go all the way up to $2, it's still looking strong. Chat. It's probably because I've been yelling about it so much, but double armored doors tend to be very, very, very reliable investments. They tend to like this is going to be your long-term investment. You buy it, you hold on to it for 9 months, and then suddenly it's doubled in price. But then again, you've got to understand this. Only buy enough to the point that you are able to sell them, right? Don't buy tons of them and then end up in with a problem where you've got to sell tons of them. I spoke to a guy that bought 1,000 of them, which I already mentioned earlier. He understands that he cannot sell too many of them too quickly because he could be the very reason why the skin ends up being bad. So yeah, if you're smart with it, you will keep your profits up and looking very nice. But there's one thing that I have noticed, and that is that some sales are already here at $3. We shall see what happens, all right? But if you were to put down a strong buy order of about $2.30 at some point in the future, will you buy any of these? I wouldn't be surprised if you do. But much like what we saw with the likes of the Outer Planets Double Armored Door, it managed to stay above its rush door price throughout the whole time. It existed early on, mainly through the time when the CSGO Major came out last year, Antwerp 2022. So it survived through all of that. Did nicely as we went into summertime. Survived October, and then after October, it just kept going up, and it peaked at around $10 to $11. It was a $3 double armored door skin, and it peaked at $11, tripled in price. Very nice. Could we see the same with this? Well, if everybody isn't stupid, yes, we potentially could. But we don't live in an ideal world, and not everybody is super smart. So we shall see how this all rolls out. But I can afford to buy these. I want to treat them like a bond. I want to put my money in, and then hopefully I can sell them in the future and get nice money back. You get the idea. So with that, gentlemen, this is looking strong with a lot of support. And if you were to sit there and say, Hedge, do you reckon I should buy some? Honestly, you could probably wait another 12 hours, see how many more buy orders there are, and then make the decision. But at the moment, even I plan to. But I was going to buy some anyway. So yeah, just saying, I am planning to buy some of these. So that's looking pretty strong. Let's now move on to discussing the hard suit tier 3. This is over 1,000 requests to buy. Bulk of the buy orders sitting at around 76 cents, and you got to 85 cents. Yeah, the vast majority of it is below $1. But I did point this out. I wouldn't be surprised if people get impatient during the Easter period, because we have 2 weeks of Easter. You're not going to see hard suit tier 2 during Easter, are you? So some people buy it, hold on to it, look at it and think, Where's the tier 2? I thought it was going to be a full collection. And then they start being stupid and start selling it and then undercut each other. And then suddenly the tier 3's gone below its rush door price by a lot. This had only just surpassed hardsuit hoodie and pants like early today. So we're looking at maybe with the tier 3 armor, both of the pieces probably only going to end up between 1,000 to 2,000 excess purchases in comparison to the hoodie and pants. This should be fine. Like, if everything lines up perfectly, it should be fine. And, well, Mr. Shitmon has been very vocal. He does plan to make hardsuit tier 2. And, well, if that gets accepted, regardless of everything, it will have, we will see a reactionary nature of the Rust economy, and we will see tier 3 jump up in price. So, yeah, you get the idea. So, yep, both of them looking to be fairly strong, but bulk of the buy orders ends at around just over $1. So, yeah, this is a $1.49 skin. It very likely will be going below its Rust price. But as I said, if you genuinely want to buy them, you could just put down a $1.30 buy order, and you could get them for 19 pennies cheaper than, you know, buying them in the Rust store. That's up to you. Maybe that would be the smarter thing to do, because you don't want to buy any more, so there's less of these in excess in comparison to hoodie pants. You get the idea. Right, so let's go over to the crate box. Here we are. We have a crate box right here, and the bulk of the buy orders, well, sitting at around just below $1, isn't it? Yeah. Doesn't look like it's going to hold up super great. Yep, but as I said, as time goes on, when loads of people start playing Rust again, and when they see this, I wouldn't be surprised if it sells quite nicely. I wouldn't be surprised if it does a pretty good job in turning into a nice flip, but that's going to be a long-term, that's going to be in the long term. That's going to be a lot later on. So my answer to you is, I'm not surprised by this. If you were to look at this and say, should I buy one? I would avoid it. You could just put down a strong buy order. Let's just quickly remind ourselves the price of what it was. It's a $2.49 skin. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not looking good at all. That's barely holding up around the half price region. Yeah, not looking good. But if you want to buy it, you could easily just put down a $1.40-50 buy order, and yeah, you easily pick these up for about $1 less. Wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Okay, let's just go to here. Yep, Lunasar. Right, so Lunasar. This is a $2.49 skin. Bulk of the buy orders, $1.20 here. 85 cents at 120. You got just over $1 at 300. So, again, just remind ourselves the price, and then look at this and realise, well, that's not looking like it's going to hold up super great in terms of, well, this is a $2.49 skin. Will it stay around $2.49? No. But as I said, you could just put down like a $1.10 buy order. We saw how most recent SAR skins at their lowest would go down to about $1.20, $1.30, so this is perfectly fine. At the moment, yeah, this is looking like it's easily going to go down below its Rust store price, and it's looking like everything was expected here. So bulk of the buy orders mostly below $1, a nice big fat portion just above $1. But yeah, people understand that this very likely at its worst would only go down to about $1.20 maybe. So yeah, all good. And then we got the tools. Tools have, oh wow, no support. Wow, everything's below $1. Well then, yeah, there you go. Yep, that's happened. Yep, I was cautious about this, and evidently, yeah, everybody thought, nope, don't want to risk it. It looks goofy, but I don't think goofy sells. The opinion of people. So, yep, that's just the way it is. So, okay, cool. And then pickaxe, exactly the same. Yeah, they're probably not going to hold up nicely. They're going to probably go down to $1 as well, much like all of the other tools that we've seen in the recent past. So, yep, those are all the skins. The only skin at the moment that I'm looking at that I think will do well will be the Bombshell Double Armored Door. Simply due to the fact that I don't expect to see any other Double Armored Door skins being accepted this year. We have hardly any of them that exist. There's only like 6 marketable ones, and yeah, you get the idea. So, this is a long-term buy order, right? You buy it, you wait a long time, but you will get a nice profit at the end of the day. That is my current expectation. There are no guarantees, but I've seen it play out perfectly fine before. Will it mean this one will play out perfectly like that one? No guarantees, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does do all right. At the bare minimum, if it doubled in price, I'm still happy. If it only went up by 50%, I'm still happy. I just want to put some money away with one of my accounts, and yeah, so let's see what happens with this. It's going to be a nice, interesting thing to keep a track of. And, well, if it collapses or it does all right. But yeah, someone here is already trying to sell theirs for super cheap. And it's been purchased, so yeah, there you go. Cool. And with that, chat, we have only one regular skin to appear tomorrow. We've already said that's a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. It's an LR300. Tomorrow, I wouldn't expect an early Rust rotation, and it's going to be Silly Week. And if you don't remember, Silly Week is the last Rust rotation of the month. What we will see is silly, weird skins being picked, and we will see probably a new skin creator getting their first ever skin accepted. This is what we saw last time, and yep, Zolodno was the one that got their first ever skin accepted. We had UFO stuff accepted with pizza stuff. Silly skins. So yes, what will we see tomorrow? It's probably going to be the Frog Rock, isn't it? It's probably going to be the Frog Rock with the pizza. Yeah, I get the feeling we're going to see pizza hoodie and pants, potentially with the gloves and the boots as well. So yes, that is to be expected. All right, so let's keep an eye out. And of course, I will be here tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the evening, UK time. So 7 o'clock every week on Thursday, I am here, and we will do some giveaways until we wait and see the actual rotation happen, and then we'll discuss. What the new skins are likely going to do in terms of performance, you know, whether they're going to be a good investment or not. So keep an eye out. Everything's in the description, the links and whatnot. So catch you all later. Have a lovely day. And don't forget, from here on now, for the next 6 months, Abnormals will be appearing 1 hour later from here on now. Ain't it fun? Yay.